Alright, so one last thing I want in my render is some kind of light coming from the geo itself to get some of my lava illuminating the scene. So let's go select our object, snake lava emitter, and we're gonna click on geometry light. So we get a nice geolight, which I can see is connected to my geometry, snake lava emitter. So let's go increase the intensity. Let's put this to 5 and the exposure to 0.5. Let's now remove self shadow and let's activate normalize light. Let's go into our renders and we're gonna go grab our new light. Let's now make a render to see what we have. Okay, so looking nice. We get some cool lighting interaction coming from the bottom. So it's alright, but we can see we still don't have any light coming on the ground. So we're gonna fix this by just going to our rendering tab and we're gonna switch from ray tracing to physically based rendering, which is gonna be a better solution to compute all these bounce light. Let's do another render. And here we go. We can see some lighting interaction. Uh, Pretty small, but yeah. Doesn't really matter at this frame, but later on the shots, when the lava is coming close to camera, it's gonna make a huge difference. The problem with this is we can see now if we check this section again, with the geolights, everything seems to be a little bit overexposed. Like everything is kind of burning, too much red and yellow, and we're losing a lot of detail inside the lava shader. So let's just go fix this by going back to our material level. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna tweak a little bit the CD to get back all the detail we lost. So let's go into the fit range and let's again reduce maximum destination. So I'm gonna go to, let's say, 0.1, and now I can see I'm getting back a good range. Here we go. So yeah, definitely look better. We get some black, some yellow, some red. Seems more interesting. And if we check here, we can see that we still have our geolight being effective. All right, so now let's stop this and let's go set up our AOV's pass. So in the mantra, I'm gonna go to extra image planes and we're gonna need the depth and we're gonna need the emission. Let's call this one emission. And let's hit render again. Let's go check our dev pass. Alright, look nice, looks, everything looks fine. Let's go check our emission pass, and we can see now what we did in the shader, the emit color, and viscosity acting like a mask. So yeah, everything looks fine. We're definitely gonna use those in comp, so it's alright. Let's stop this render, and now let's try to bring some motion blur. So let's go to rendering and allow motion blur. We're gonna put 2 in geotime samples, and we're gonna select our snake lava emitter, and into sampling we're gonna put velocity blur. So let's go ahead and try this out. Here we go. So we get some motion blur. Seems to be following a particle velocity, so it does look good. Now, the thing is, artistically speaking, we get a very action shot, and the motion blur does have the effect to kind of slow down everything. You know, like motion blur, if you think about it, it's just like smoothing the action. And by the way, another thing is I can see here that I'm losing a lot of details inside my lava shader. Like everything is a mess. The motion blur is just doing like a big soup. So even if I want motion blur, maybe I don't want as much. So let's go reduce it. So we're gonna go into our camera. We're gonna go to sampling, and I'm gonna delete this channel, short time, and let's go halfway, so 0.2, and let's try this out. Alright, so yeah, still getting some motion blur, but I'm getting back a lot of details, and yeah, seems to be good that way. So let's go try this part, which is the crazy one. So we can still see a lot of motion blur, but if we, let's just check around here. Yeah, I think that's a good compromise. So let's go ahead and render everything, and let's go set up our render. So we're gonna go set this. So let's go into our project folder, Houdini, render, and we're gonna set this to snake lava render, and we're gonna do a bunch of RXR. Let's say render frame range, and I'm gonna leave the default setting. You can reduce the pixel sample if you want something faster, but I'm just gonna leave all this by default. Yeah, so on my station again, this render took about 2 or maybe 3 hours. So let's go ahead and render this.